Hey there, eager learners. How are you doing today? I have another story for you that honestly is one of my favorites. And I found this story a while back, only about a year ago. And I read it to myself sometimes when I'm sad and I need a little pick me up. So I'm going to read it to you. And if you're sad right now, this is a good one to hear. If you're not, that's okay. It's still a great story. It's called After the Fall. And it says how Humpty Dumpty got back up again. So everybody knows the story of Humpty Dumpty and how he fell off the wall and couldn't get back up, right? So this story is about how he did get back up and he did keep going. So let's go ahead and read it, okay? My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then, one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Humpty's up here, up on the wall. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. You see real closely, he's got pieces of tape holding him together. Most of him. Was he going to be perfect again? No. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. There he's in the grocery store. He can't get up here, can he? So maybe he doesn't get his favorite cereal. What else is very high that he might not be able to get? I walk past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really miss the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. Do you guys agree that accidents can happen? Do you think Humpty Dumpty should get back up on the wall? I think so too. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. See the idea? I wonder what the idea is. Think. What do you think the idea is? Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches. But day after day, I kept trying. And trying. Do you think that he failed a few times? Yeah, everybody fails a little bit, don't they? Until I got it just right. Look at that paper airplane. Looks real. Wow, Humpty Dumpty. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. It's a pretty awesome looking airplane. I wonder if that's going to inspire Humpty Dumpty to do something. Unfortunately, accidents happen. What do you think happened? I'm just feeling like something not good. They always do. I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. Is anybody else scared of heights like Humpty Dumpty? I'm not a huge fan, but I love seeing the sight of the top. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. Look at Humpty Dumpty's hands. He's shaking. He's so nervous. But he's climbing on, isn't he? Until I was no longer afraid. Look where Humpty Dumpty's at. Look where he's at. He got to the top of the wall again. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who is famous for falling. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. And then he hatched and was able to fly again. Finally fly. He wasn't flying before, was he? He gets to finally fly. He earned his wings. And learned how to fly. I love that story because we only know the first part of that story, don't we? We just know that Humpty Dumpty fell. And I think it's really, really important that when people fall, they get back up and keep on going. There's been lots of times that we've kind of fallen, maybe didn't get to do what we wanted to do, we didn't get an award we wanted, we didn't win a game we wanted, but we keep going. That's really important, to keep going. And it's okay if you fall for a little bit, but the real important thing is to keep going. So, if you're comfortable, I want you to share a time that you maybe fell and then how you got back up and kept going and you flew and you became awesome. I know you guys are all amazing leaders. That just didn't happen. You probably had to fail to become a leader. How? What did you do? What did you do to overcome it? How are you flying now? What do you do every day to keep on moving forward? You don't look up, you don't look down, you just keep climbing. You're amazing, Bobcats, and I'm so, so proud of how much you're flying every day.